Welcome to the Beside YouTube. We are journaling today, or better, we are creating the prompt for the next day or two. I'm not going to go too far on the best way to prepare your day to be productive or in good vibe, whatever you want to achieve. I create my own prompt in several journals, and I want to show you how I do it. It's very simple but playful, so it might be something that you enjoy doing or that might come in handy when you feel disorganized, when you feel like you're all over the place. You know those apps that advertise our day for people with ADHD? What they do pretty much is they do the heavy lifting for you. They organize your day, they maybe set some priority, they help you with that. I am not an app for ADHD, but I am an undiagnosed ADHD, meaning I think that I am a little bit, but I never had an official diagnosis. So I need to be disciplined in this way. If I write down things, I am more likely to remember and to do it. Something crazy happened. This is something that I already did, so we're gonna go through that and recreate it so you can do it along with me. And I found myself not reading what I wrote and remember it anyway that I was planning to do that. Is kind of a spell to me when you end write something, because your brain has the triple effect. You think about something, maybe you say it out loud, you write it, so it's another reminder, and then you read what you wrote. What I add is some highlighter to associate a color with a specific action, and you will see that in a second. By the way, we are live on Twitch and TikTok at the same time, so I want to maintain this spontaneous vibe. So I'm not gonna stop if I make some mistake, and I might answer some questions in the meantime. And I hope that you find some insight that maybe are useful for you. Did everybody say prepare your beverage? This one is already finished because I've been here for a second. And this is actually a pre-workout because it keeps me uplifted. So choose a journal that can be a notebook, okay? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I know that there are journals that are very expensive out there. There was one that I had my eyes on, and it was like over $40, the basic, and then you could add other gadgets, but everything was super expensive. I mean, I liked it, and I understand that it's a small business, everybody needs to make money, but I find it a little out of touch with what people are going through right now. So look at this. This is a simple notebook. I have something inside to remind me that there was something that I need to remember. You can have something like that, and then you write down your own prompt. Trust me, when you do it, you do something amazing, which is you, my friend, solidify your self-confidence, because when you follow through with something that you set yourself to do, so nobody forced you, but you say, I'm gonna do this, and then you do it, that says to you, wow, I did what I set myself to do. I kept a promise to myself. So this is what the journal is a way to, through continuous reminder, keep the promise that you make to yourself, even if it's just one thing in the list, but it's gonna have this effect to say to your subconscious, I am a person that does that. I trust myself that I'm gonna do the right thing. And I know how to do it now because I realize that if I write it down, eventually it's gonna get done. So let's get started. The last time I was live, I asked to friends which journal I should start with, because I have several. I even have one that is customized with my name, and I haven't started it yet because it looks too pretty and I am messy, so I didn't want to ruin it. I have one with cats. I got it for like $2 or $3 at one of those stores. I don't even remember which one. I am so attracted by this type of color, so I had to get this. And I have a simple, very simple plain notebook. My usual, it used to be a different kind of pink, now it's old, so the pink is fading, but I started with that the other day. So let's keep going with that, because I'm going to be inspired by the questions that I already set up on this one, like I said, with the colors and everything. I associate a color with a time of the day and a type of action. So for example, I show you this that I already done. That was Sunday, September 7th. 2 questions to start the day, yellow. 2 questions at the end of the day, this type of blue, light blue. And action that I want to do, that I want to get done, things that I want to get done, pink, the ones that are about personal stuff. It can be some pampering of yourself, or it can be some mental feeding, like reading or anything on that around that line. And in this lavender, something that is about the house, or everything that is not related to my personal stuff or other people, other needs that I need to attend to. So for color, you can use whatever you want, but just let's get them here. I kind of pass it around there. Okay, bam and bam. These are my 4 things. I never get to use those, and I found finally a use for this. So it makes it more playful and more less serious, and also it has to look pretty. It's undeniable, but when there's something look pretty, it gets your attention more. Maybe you don't like those things. Maybe you're not a girly girl. Maybe you're a person that likes a black and white, plain kind of style, or very minimal. But the colors are gonna get your attention anyway. If you don't like the color, put like a circle or anything just to set the priorities. I just like to have the chance to use some color in here. So since this one was very like crowded here, I cramped up a lot of things. I want to remake this page, and we make it for tomorrow. Today, as I'm recording this, is Wednesday, so let's plan our Thursday so you have an idea on how it's gonna be. So I already had a Thursday set up, but let's do it together. I will disregard whatever this journal already say that I had to do. If that bothers you, use something that is plain, that doesn't have any separation of like they want to set you already up. This is what you do, this is what you. If that confuses you, just grab a journal that is completely plain. You know what? Let's do it on a plain page, if I have such a thing. Yes, I should have. Let's see. Okay, let's do it here, and then I will reproduce it here. Actually, this page is already off, so I can like attach it to this. So what I do, and if you want you can do the same with me or adjust it in a style, in a way that you like. What I do, okay, Thursday, so Thursday, and you say the date if you want to. You can also not put the date, but it's then you give in to the mess. If you don't put days like of the week and the actual date, you might end up not doing it. It gives you more structure if you put the specific date that you're gonna do this, and then you divide it in 2. In one side, you're gonna write 2 questions to ask yourself in the morning as soon as you wake up. When you, I don't know, make your coffee, whatever you do, whatever your routine is in the morning, at some point you grab this journal and you read the 2 questions that you ask yourself. If you want, you leave space to yourself to answer, write it down, or you can just answer mentally or not write it down. But the question is going to stimulate a certain feeling, a certain mood that you want to set for the day. And then we're going to write 2 questions that we ask for the nighttime at the end of the day. Okay? Don't worry, I have plenty of questions that we can go through, and they can rotate, but the ideal is when you come up with your own question, because you know what you need to set up. It's gonna come natural to you. On the other side, we're gonna write a couple of things that we wanna get done. Not too much, like 2 things. We go for priorities, and you're more likely to do it if it's just a couple of things, and then something more might come out from that. But set up the things that are either the priority or they're more exciting. So let's ask ourselves 2 questions for the beginning of the day. I'm gonna mimic something that I've already done just to show you, because I like to come up. Yes, ignore my cat if you hear it. Yes, that's the grotto. That's the grotto that wakes up at this time, and he thinks that he gets to go out. Then he stops. Yeah, wow, 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 wow. Yes, I talk to my cats. So, I wrote down this question, which I want to write down again for Thursday. What is one thing that I am going to do for my appearance? This sounds kind of a superficial thing, but it's important because it brings you back to some kind of structure that you want to give to yourself. Sometimes I just leave the house the way I am because, but it's nice to put a little bit of effort. So I want to write down one thing. Better, write down as a question. What are you going to do? One thing to do today for appearance. And I'm gonna put yellow on it. Second question. Let's also pick one that I put for myself on Sunday. What is the vibe of the day? What I want the vibe of the day to be. Like, let's say I want the vibe of the day to be discipline, to be discovery, to be curiosity, to be passions, to be beauty, whatever resonates with you. Vibe of the day. I'm gonna write it like that because I know what it implies. The day, but you should write it in the form of a pure question, like what's the vibe of the day that I want, and we close it down. And then I also write down 2 questions that I will ask myself at the end of the day. At the end of the day, before bed, when it's bedtime, or maybe when you're about to watch TV, whenever you think that is a good time for you, but at the end, when you don't have to do anything else during the day. One thing that I have learned today, pick one thing. You must have learned one thing today. There might be one new information, one new thing that came into your brain today. Which one is that? And what would I want to dream about tonight? If I could pick one thing that I want to dream about, what do I want to dream about? We will go through what all of this mean, but for now, keep it like that. You will be amazed on how the brain is designed to give you an answer. Okay, so the brain will come up with a bunch of different things. It's a way to stimulate yourself, to trigger the good things in yourself. When I was a kid, I was like, I don't want to dream this tonight. Maybe I would see a scary movie and I would say to myself, I do not want to dream that. And I wouldn't. I want to turn it upside down and say, what would I want to dream? Doesn't mean that you're gonna, but it's gonna put a nice image in your brain on something that you might want to dream. I ask my dream to give me inspiration to do things, basically. And a dream, I don't think, is a messenger of anything, but it might put you in a good mood to do something. Now, for the actions to actually do, I put in the plan to exfoliate, like when I shower in the morning, when I wash my face, I want to also exfoliate now and then. I don't do it too often, but it gives me like the idea of a fresh start, like you're preparing your skin actually for something new. And also something that doesn't have anything to do with my appearance or my personal stuff, which is I want to reorganize one small spot, like declutter, organize my shoe space, and one big spot. I want to organize that chunk of the closet. I want to put these 2 things because planning to organize something is good for my brain also. It gives me the idea that I am actually in charge and I don't let my declutter be overwhelming. I do a little bit at a time. So I just put these 2 things. Because I want to keep this video not too long and it will take forever to go through all the things that I want to do, let's skip to the question of the night. And then if you like videos like that, if you like ideas on how to set up your planner, please let me know and we can keep going with this, because I do that all the time. The 2 questions for the night to close it are, that was for Sunday, but I'm gonna put them also on Thursday. And I put that in blue. It's a color that helps me relax for the night. So one thing that I've learned and one thing that I would dream about. And we put it here. We put it in the other space. If you want, leave room to answer those questions, okay? We're gonna do similar things for the rest of the week. I usually do 3 or 4 days ahead, no more than that, but you can keep going. It's just time consuming if you do too much, if you do too many days. And it might feel overwhelming that you feel like you have a lot to do. Instead, if you do just 2 or 3 days, it feels like, okay, it's doable. Then the rest might be free. That is very helpful also in every situation where you're going through something difficult, like a breakup or any difficult moment, because those are the moments where you need the most some structure, some routine that you can count on. You need to count on yourself and on something that is familiar. So building a routine and follow through is the best way to keep yourself accountable. For now, that's it for the B-side for today. And if you like this kind of journaling tips, I have more in store. I will see you next time on the B-side.